Okay, so look at this. I caught on to something whenever I was reading Matthew chapter 4, where Jesus was being tempted by the devil. And I'm going to start reading on, and I want to see if you catch on to what I caught on to. So it reads, "Then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted there by the devil. For 40 days and 40 nights he fasted and became very hungry. During that time, the devil came and said to him," and then he gave the temptations. So look at this. Most of us know how this story plays out. We're like, oh yeah, Jesus denied the devil, and that's how I should live my life. I should be denying the devil and so forth. Like, that's the moral of the story. And yeah, although that might be the moral of the story, but I found something deeper than that. Listen, it says, for 40 days and for 40 nights he fasted and became very hungry. Imagine going 40 days without eating food. Imagine how weak Jesus must have felt without eating food for 40 days. He was only relying off of the bread of the word, the word of God. That's the only source of food that he had inside of him. So Jesus was weak. He was weak inside, and that's when the devil went and tempted him. And that's when the devil tried to catch him off guard whenever he felt weak. You know, a lot of us today are feeling weak. We feel like we can't go anymore. We feel like we're struggling with our religious life with God. And we feel weak inside. We feel like we get this butterflies in our stomach. And I know a lot of you guys know that feeling, because I've been there too. I've had that feeling where I had these butterflies in my stomach. We feel weak inside. And that's when the devil is going to try and strike the hardest. Whenever we feel weak, whenever he can catch us off guard. That's when the devil is trying to attack you. And I'm here to tell you, you can't let the devil get you like that, bro. You can't let him catch you off guard, because you need to be sane. That's what the Bible always tells us a lot, and it references a lot, to stay awake, to stay woke. Because whenever we aren't awake and whenever we're not conscious of the things around us, we just get tempted and we don't even realize that we're being tempted, or we get tempted and we fall into things that we don't even want to fall into or didn't have meaning into falling into. So I want you to keep in mind that the devil is going to try and get you whenever you're at your lowest. That's why we need to dwell off of our hard times and our hardships in our lifetime. Because whenever we dwell and look at it at a good point of view and a good perspective out of a lens of the godly one, like whenever we look at these trials and these tribulations out of a lens of the Son, then we start to realize that there's no such thing as a bad day. Then we start to realize that there's no such thing as something that can lead me downward to this pathway of hell. Listen, there's no such thing as a bad day, and that's something that my coach always told me. There's no such thing as a bad day. There's either good days or there's great days. And it's your perspective. It's your perspective on how you view the world. If you're viewing things out of a negative mindset, then obviously you're going to always have bad days. So we need to be positive. We need to be thinking positive. And we need to stay woke in this positivity, because the more we stay woke in it, the more that we'll be able to say no to the devil. Because it's not always easy to say no to the devil. And I know you've been tempted by the devil, and it's been hard in those moments to say, you know what, devil, get away from me. I don't want you. Because it's hard enough. It's hard enough. And I've been there. A lot of us as followers have been there in that scenario where we struggle saying no to the devil. But listen, it's not going to get any easier if you keep having this negative mindset of, you know, I'm always having a bad day. Oh no, oh miserable me. You know, you got to have a positive mindset. You got to think out of the lens of Jesus. Because whenever you think like him, and you humble yourself and you have him guide you throughout your life, that's when you start to realize that there's no such thing as a bad day. That's when you start to realize that the devil can't get you like he used to get you. That's when you start to realize those things. So I really just want to encourage you, like, the devil is going to try and get you whenever you're weak. So stay woke, stay active, stay in your word, because that's ultimately what's going to help you deny the devil. You won't be able to deny him on your own. It's going to be Jesus Christ doing it through you. And it's going to be amazing. So I want you to be happy, be positive, stay woke. God bless.